gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you they'll gladly pay you by the hour for a minute or so, so you can sign off on the towers where they'll piss on your home. And if you feel like you're just powerless to answer them no, it's 'cause you are. It's 'cause you are. They'll gladly stagnate a living wage, snap the chains, bury it. Labor slaves in rusty cages dragged behind a chariot, led by Mr. Racial Jungle, Joseph or Iscariot, fighting over scraps as they barrage us all with variants and BuzzFeed clickbait, straight until we're paralyzed, trying to distract us from the concentration camps that Joe had swore he'd close but only chose to amplify, where they got 50-something kids in cages made for 5 to occupy. And no, she hasn't seen the camps, but Harris swears they're paradise. She tells us the facilities are safe, and that right down to the women, they are regularly sterilized. Then she throws her head back and she proceeds to laugh, that sort of heartless cackle you'd expect from someone working steadfastly on behalf of the virus and a Congress full of parasites. And where was I? I was busy cashing every blue check, demonstrating plainly all the narratives expected from the verified. I was busy breeding verbal leeches by the terabyte. Train them to exsanguinate the wealthy while they sleep at night. Bleed the oil barons dry and barren, say they showed us how to share and now we share alike. Tell them I contracted rabies from a feral mic. Now I'm just another species losing sleep to noise pollution and these glaring lights, forced to change its habits and adapt to just survive. But now it's safe to say that some of us are thriving in the moment, throwing shit on presidential homes beneath the Paris skies. So if you feel like you're just powerless, I guess you bought the lie. But I can tell they're petrified of our collective might, 'cause I can hear those gentrifiers weeping at the sight of our collective rights. And I only can imagine the intensifying fear of knowing revolution's near, and all that's left to do is simply wallow in the thick anticipation of a rabid bite. And baby, one day you can ask your leaders just what that was like before you grab a slice. So if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. Honey, if you think you're powerless, allow me now to change your mind. See, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, and tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't, because we aren't. You see, they'll pay you hourly, tax them each apart, and make you build a shining tower out of loopholes and cards, where they'll tell you that you're powerless to keep you in the dark because you aren't, because we aren't. I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? safe? I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days, and I still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe? Were you safe? Were you safe? Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth, who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float by the wreck of an immigrant boat. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little escargot, little booze and a soak. Just breathe in the steam and the smoke. Pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, gotta lighten the load. And he got a life of his own that's a sight to behold. And it's a lot to control, to decipher the code or to siphon the soul. The cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. Ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. No, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of natural fission, of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. That little blue bird who was watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon, a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. Oh, you got nothing to hide. They'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your text, after they raid your apartment, confiscate all of its contents, then conjure up evidence out of the air on a wing and a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. Historically first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She is wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. If you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. It's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the slide of the providence. Until home is as wide as your cubicle height and is only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain, and the margin of profit is. Like off with his. Like off with his. I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days, and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, were you safe?
Good morning, Sunday morning. Good morning, Sunday morning.
We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal, and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Dad's gonna cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of the dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them, playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward in 40 Sunday mornings fade, 250,000 people in its wake and the cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker don't shine a light in my face. Wait.
Good morning. Sunday morning. Good morning.
Wait.
Sunday morning.
Wait. We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. Said you waited for a warning, but the warning never.
No, Indy Left, what is happening here?
To check out independentleft.news.
The Indie News Network.
Indie Left News.
Oh, hey, Indie Left.
IndependentLeft.news. Great work.
Indie Left News.
IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News. Shout out. Oh, what's up, Independent Left? Indie Friend show.
Thank you, independentleft.news.
INN, Indy, you're wonderful.
I think Indy was onto something.
Independent News Network, Indie News.
Yeah. What's up, Indy, over on Rockfin?
Independent News Network, also known as INN.
Indy Left News.
I don't know if I would have made it through that 3 weeks without Indy, honestly.
No, I was just going to ask Indy.
A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
No, you know what we're doing? We're world building, Indy.
Indie Left News.
You were doing the INN recruiting.
Indie News.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News.
Check out Independent Left News.
At Kennedy News.
I see Indy's in the chat. Hi, Indy. Okay, great. Bye.
Okay, hi. No, don't say bye. Say hi. Hi, Sabby. And wow. Sabby Shabs, what an amazing interview with Cornel West the other night. I just want to start by saying that. But this is, of course, INN and IndieLeftMedia.com. It's actually IndieLeft.media. It's Indie Left. That's a bunch of other stuff, too. And I got this guy Reef here. He's cleaning his apparatus. Apparently, decided that 10 o'clock is the time to clean his devices while we're going to do some news. Hey,
I'm repacking.
Nice, even better. He's got the bong cam over there. Hopefully, still working today.
Yep.
Reef is the only host that I know that has a bong mounted on an arm that can be pulled over, that has a cam mounted to it. Does anybody else you know on any other show have a bong cam? No, I don't think they do. So, this is great.
Bong cam squeaks, and I don't know how to make it not squeak.
Well, luckily we don't hear the squeak. Do we have a .com? IndependentLeftNews.com I do have. IndieMediaToday.com I also own. Yes, you should patent the bong cam is what Ed is saying for sure. Why am I getting that feedback again? Okay. Anyway, all right. So, welcome everybody. How do we miss that? How do we miss that is a show featuring articles written by independent journalists who expose corruption, cover workers' organizing, and environmental crises while challenging corporate establishment narratives and talking points. New episodes stream live Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's now on our YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Rockfin, Substack, Facebook, Telegram channels. Podcast is usually published within a couple days at Amazon, Apple, Google, Spotify, and more. We're now on iHeartRadio also. So you can look up How Do We Miss That on iHeart. I am Indy. I am the co-host. I'm the founder and editor of Indie Media Today on Substack, the Indie Media Awards, and a bunch of other stuff too, including what we're going to talk about, Indie News Network, INN. We got Reef Breland sitting next to me. He's also a co-founder of INN. He is INN's technical director. He is the creator and co-host of INN News. He also has been appearing on Bitch and helping to produce Bitch with Comrade Misty. Yeah, we're just killing it right now. Both of us are co-founders, like I said, of Indie News Network. a collaborative family of independent content creators. You can find all of our channels on indienews.network. He's also a producer and engineer for Tara Reid, the Politics of Survival with Tara Reid live stream. Boom. Do I hear your mic?
Yes.
Oh, hey, he can talk.
Yes,
how about that, folks? All right. Please share this link. Make sure, yeah, you did. Please make sure to share the link, like the stream, subscribe to our channel and all the platforms where you watch and listen. As I said, we are everywhere. Yeah, I smoke before the stream and then after the stream because Jones going to get back for one again. And sometimes I'll even cut out in between boats, but not very often. Okay, so cool. We got a bunch of stories today. Let's get to our thumbnail. Thanks to Big Mad Crab, who is the thumbnail king. But not just the thumbnail king, he's the creative director over at INN. And he went to New York City to an event for the Green Party, or actually it was for Worker Strike Back, was able to ask Chris Hedges a question about Rejoy Gray, about...
Share your screen.
Sorry? I'm not sharing my screen. About Cornel West?
Cheers.
Oh, okay. I have to share my screen with you, yes. About Cornel West running for president, and that was a really interesting answer. That's over on INN Twitter. He said that basically they're going to try to arrange a meeting and that they're setting that up. Let me find this is the screen we want to share. So that video's there. Greg also killed it and went up to Albany this weekend and saw Jimmy Dore with Jose and Kynan, Jose Vega, Kynan Thistlethwaite, who have been guests over on the Politics of Survival with Tara. Jose's also done a stint on INN News or two. We were on with Jose, on an Action for Assange about 2 years ago now. One of the first events, one of the first live streams I was ever on, asked to be a part of. And shout out to Misty and Andrew for inviting me on that. That was still memorable. Krish Mohan was on that too. I remember that real well. So, Krish, my screen just went black. Okay, so let's get to our first story.
Krish, no, Krish.
Krish, no,
Sorry,
Krish.
I'm thinking of Chris Tucker doing MJ impressions. I don't know, you're not.
I'm hearing myself, but that's okay. It's going to happen again. So, what's happening in TDS land? I just thought this was really interesting. And actually, he's one of the best writers there is. Hamilton Nolan. He was over at In These Times. He has now started a Substack where he's going paid and independent on his own called How Things Work. Definitely give him a subscription. I am a free subscriber right now on Substack. We're going to go through a few different Substacks tonight. All the articles are actually found on Substack. So we're really going to independent writers that are publishing on an independent platform that I am a big fan and supporter of. So Hamilton Nolan's talking about Trump, and it's going to happen again. What do you mean? Republicans are going to split the vote and hand the primary to Trump. Spoiler. And I don't think that anybody really doubted that Trump was going to end up as the nominee for the Republican Party. But this just, again, reconfirms, and look at him with, we're all friends here from Jebby Bush. Please clap. Do you have that sound bit? I'm not hearing your sound bits.
Of Jeb?
Yeah, please clap.
Where I do, where though, is the question.
That's funny. Here. All right. So Hamilton, again, is talking about our friends over in the Republican Party. I don't know. But Hamilton is saying that sometimes when election year is looming, people who are under the mistaken impression that political reporters have some sort of worthwhile knowledge to anxiously ask, what is going to happen? The wise answer to this is almost always, I don't know. Occasionally, though, there's a small piece of insight that becomes so obvious that it seems rude not to make sure that everyone understands it. And in that spirit, I want to point out... Right on time!
Yeah, perfect.
Don't be rude.
Thank you. Yes. You're going to get a lot of thank yous again tonight. You got to have what
eventually
can I say,
he won't.
except you're welcome, you know?
Right?
We'll have to add that in too. All right. So occasionally there is that small piece of insight. So in that spirit, we're going to point out something harder and harder to deny with each passing day. the Republicans are absolutely going to split the anti-Trump vote in the presidential primary and hand the nomination to Donald Trump. Does this sound familiar? Remember 2016?
Yep.
A simpler time. Very funny.
The hoes be knowing.
Do they? Americans love to listen to 21 Pilots. I didn't, and believe that the political alignment of the last 30 years would hold steady. Donald Trump, a fool, a joker, an amusing sideshow, entered the Republican primary. Ha ha, funny, a big joke. There were 17 candidates. Everybody knew Jeb Bush was the man to beat. Everyone knew Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio would be strong contenders. No, we didn't. Everyone knew that
They could have been a contender.
Everyone knew that John Kasich and Ben Carson were a force to be reckoned with. No, they weren't.
Don't forget Herman Cain, bro. Don't forget him. He thought the pyramids were grain silos.
Come on. Everyone knew that it would be a mistake.
Rest in peace.
Right. Everyone knew that it, but it was, oh goodness, many pieces. 9 pieces. Everyone knew that it would be a mistake for any of the real candidates to tarnish themselves by getting into a mud fight with Trump, so they all proceeded to spend the primaries knifing each other instead. Trump started winning, and they were all so happy because it meant that whichever real candidate emerged would just have the easy task of marching over this buffoon. Smart tactic was to nod and laugh and be friendly with Trump, who had no chance. The real race was for the non-Trump vote. This conventional wisdom, which everyone in the political establishment firmly believed, held solid right up until Trump took the nomination and all those real candidates got down on their hands and knees to endorse him. And then Ted Cruz humiliated himself by making phone calls after he called his wife ugly, which, fuck you, Ted Cruz.
Get on the plane. Get on the plane. Just go get on the plane. Get on the plane.
Christie. That was Chris Christie. After he went to go work for the campaign.
Joke forever.
So now it's later. Now we approach the 2024 primaries. That's just unbelievable. The main difference between 2016 and 2024 is that arrow of time. The arrow of time, despite the speculative work of physicists, runs in only one direction, which means 2016 is in the past, which gives us all the handy advantage of being able to access the events of that time in the form of memories. I love the way this guy writes.
Memories.
Boy. In theory, people might even learn lessons from the events of the past and modify their present conduct accordingly. In practice, we're about to do the same motherfucking thing again in an excruciating display of egos run wild. What? Okay. Yesterday, frequent Sunday talk show panelist and humiliation fetishist Chris Christie, as you so aptly referred to, joined the race for the Republican nomination. He joins a group of 10 candidates who've already declared for the race. He also joins a group of 5 other mainstream politicians, Tim Scott, Nikki Haley, DeSantis, who are all going to be on the thumbnail for this clip, Asa Hutchinson, Mike Pence, all competing for the not Trump vote. A few more candidates might still be coming. There's also that guy Vivek, who he doesn't even mention. But Vivek Ramaswamy.
I don't know how you can be Mike Pence and think you can get the not Trump vote. You were literally his VP.
Well, because he was going to testify against him, I guess, or they think that he was going to because the corporate media lied about it. But there are varying calculations that go into running for president, and everyone is motivated to some degree by the thought that the free media that goes with the campaign might be good for their careers even if they lose. But on the whole, each one of these candidates is making the implicit argument that they'll be the one who'll rally the party's majority, the 60 or 70% of Republican voters who are not solid for Trump, to their side and sweep to victory. I also don't think that there are really 60 or 70% of Republican voters who are not solid for Trump. I think those polls are just off and people are lying to the pollsters. But newsflash, they won't. Instead, they'll divide the vote and Trump's going to win the primaries unless he drops dead. Watch. Probably accurate. The single funniest political...
Don't be rude.
Well, it's what Hamilton wrote. It's not what I wrote. The single funniest political story I've read so far this year was this Politico story detailing the pitch that Ron DeSantis' political advisors were giving to top donors on the evening of his campaign launch. And see, this is a link I'm not clicking. They conceded that the former president would not likely go below roughly 35% support in a primary, but that such a floor allowed for DeSantis, his strongest rival, to take a larger share of the remaining 65% of the vote. Sure. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is you're starting out 35 points in the hole. Another way to look at it is 10 of us will fight like dogs over 2/3 of the electorate, each huddling in our corners with a small percentage in our mouths, while Trump luxuriates in a series of 35, 17, 17, 15, 9, 7 victories. DeSantis' straight pace.
This is like when Ryan Grimm tried to have football analogies to Justin Jackson.
Oh my God! Yes. Well, come on. It's like you're down at the goal line and you just decide to punt.
Goal line and yeah.
What?
You suddenly start playing soccer.
What? No, I think actually he says you decide to kick a field goal instead of going for it, and
you just have to stare at the ball, says Ryan.
Justin owned him so bad. It's like sometimes you just actually have to go for it and take the shot, and you have to do that when you have when you're set up and you've put everything in place to win, because you could win. Yeah. DeSantis' straight-faced pitch to donors sounds like a losing football coach telling his team at halftime, "We may be down by 4 touchdowns, but there are potentially dozens of touchdowns left to be scored, so we're actually ahead." If you suspected that the major Ron DeSantis donors are dumb, you're onto something. Again, Hamilton Nolan's words, not mine. But I agree with him in that case. If the Republican Party had any remaining grip on itself, it would have viciously intimidated and bribed as many people as necessary to clear the field for a single main opponent to Trump. But Trump broke it quite thoroughly. The Republican Party, as a party today, operates in the sort of bumbling, ineffectual way that Democrats have long imagined their own party. A single sick bastard with TV charisma was enough to steamroll all of the party's power brokers. They're still afraid to attack him. Watching candidates flood into the Republican Party primary and do their little campaign what the hell is that? Was simulacrums? Okay. And strenuously pretend. I'm going to have to look that one up. And strenuously pretend that they will be able to dislodge Trump from their party without ever saying a bad word about him by outsourcing all Trump criticism to Chris fucking Christie, of all people. My God. Is one of the most pathetic spectacles I ever hope to witness. Well, buckle up, bro, because this is just the beginning. Unlike in 2016,
yep.
In 2016, today, they don't even have the excuse of saying that nobody saw this coming. We've seen the same movie exactly before. I don't consider this analysis to be a demonstration of some profound wisdom. I just want to give you the option of saving yourself a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth over the next year. If 10 or a dozen people are competing for 51% of a pie, and one guy starts out with 35% of the pie, it's not looking good for everyone else. If you had the opportunity to design a crusade to defeat the guy with the 35%, the very first conclusion you would draw probably would be, we better not have 10 people running against him. Republicans have already failed that test.
What about the 10%?
What about the 10%? What about the 10%?
What about the 10%? What about the 10%?
We have all spent the past 8 years inventing reasons why Trump is just about to collapse. Now, no. The
walls are closing in.
Vote blue no matter who. Palmer report people have.
The beginning of the end.
The indictments are going to be unsealed any day. I covered, and Hamilton says he covered the 2015 cattle call primary event in Iowa where Trump got on stage and said about John McCain, "I like people who weren't captured." As soon as he said that, all the full-time campaign trail reporters leapt up and ran out to file stories about how Trump just torpedoed his chances. That, like the many insane remarks and scandals that were still to come, was not the case. It seemed a reasonable assumption at the time, sure. We can't expect people to be psychic, but we can expect people to learn from the past. Well, we know that most people don't learn from the past. But Trump's base is a statistical minority of the Republican Party. Yeah, maybe, but it's the part that votes. Their inability to outmaneuver him is perhaps the first time in history that Republicans have failed to figure out a way to persecute a minority. Damn. The problem is that they're all cowards. With few exceptions, Republican politicians are barnacles who are happy to go down with the ship as long as they can continue clinging safely to its side. Guess what, bro? That's Democrats too. You will hear some of these candidates launch some attacks on Trump when they finally can conclude that they have no choice, they may even say, as they have at certain opportune times before, that he's a bad, dangerous person. But when they lose to him, they will do the thing that is in their nature. They will fall in line. Also, just as a side note from Hamilton, he didn't think that Trump would win 2016. That experience taught him that only fools make confident political predictions. This is his disclaimer. All has now been disclaimed. Still, some of the observations we were making about Trump back then are still valid today. Yes, and guess what? It doesn't matter. That's what we've also learned. He wrote this about how we, the media, should approach covering this guy this time around. Also these will also be ignored. Yes, because they say that you should treat him like a bully and put him under a spotlight in a room that he'll never sit in under conditions he'd never agree to. Yeah, but beside that, sure. Okay. Then, thank you to the many people who subscribe to the Substack. It's interesting to think that the fact that when Michelangelo was painting, he had the Pope paying him. That's interesting. By contrast, I've not received a cent from the Vatican, despite the fact that many refer to how things work as the Sistine Chapel of blogs. Very funny. I depend on...
Oh, sure. Who says?
This is Hamilton Nolan.
Can I get citations?
Sure. I depend instead on paid subscribers whose thoughtful tides help to support this humble church of independent media. And if you want to get on God's good side...
once again asking for your financial support.
Dude. If you want to get on God's good side, please consider becoming a paid subscriber as well. Amen. Dude, blasphemy, heresy, hilarity. Come on, man, is exactly right. That is Hamilton Nolan with How Things Work. That's a funny article, but also a funny article, and we'll see how real that becomes. What do y'all think? All right, let's see. Yeah,
you played yourself.
Gamer says he misses Justin Jackson. I do miss Justin Jackson as well. He's on the Detroit Lions now. He had a great season for them, by the way. 10% to the big guy.
He'll be all right.
Desert Mantis. That's right. Oh, Scott Cooperman, fake people from Scott Cooperman, fake news, fake views. Scoop, what's up, bro? One of these days I'll actually play that audio. What does it mean that everyone has a career? What does that mean? Everyone has a career? He
was talking about he was wondering why, like, what happened to Justin Jackson. I was like, career happened. You know?
Right. Oh, well, yeah.
He's like, everyone has a career.
Yeah, he
and I was like, do you have a starting spot in the NFL?
To earn generational wealth?
Right.
Like, okay.
Yep.
Anyway,
he's like, all right,
Reef does need to patent
be a
the
little
bong
quieter.
cam. Absolutely. I think Scoop might have invented the bong cam a long time ago in some way, shape, or form somewhere else, but Reef actually made it happen, which I love. Mad Crab going, China. Kameshwari Kate, welcome. I'm just saying hi to everyone in chat. China. Gamer, Desert Mantis, John H. How are you? Good to see you there, sir. Oh, look at this. We got so many cool people here. Love it. All right. Did Dems declare Biden bad in 2016? No, they actually wanted Biden badly in 2016, but Bo had just died. So he was grieving, and they really wanted to pave the way for Hillary. I don't think that he was bad, but he was handsy, creepy Uncle Joe. Oz the Boomer. Did we blow up the dam? Is that a goddamn? No, we did not blow up the dam. That was definitely Ukraine and NATO assisted, likely. Nice. Yes, I think his management told him not to do YouTube anymore. I would say that would be his like personal team, not necessarily NFL people. Though I'm sure that there were NFL people that said something to him somewhere along the way. Crab is now taking responsibility, bro. No wonder why
Seriously? What the fuck?
NAFO has been all over our shit. Yeah, why you do that, man? All right, so
you left your boot. You gotta go back. You should have picked up your boot.
Yeah, by the way, watch the INN clip that was put out today by Reef and Colin on Das Boot, and the boot that was found deep in an underwater exploration by the Gray Zone of all people. It's kind of funny that they commandeered a underwater drone to go right to the explosion. And how about that? There's still a boot sitting there. It looks like it's been there for quite a while, maybe about 9 months or so. That's fascinating.
Yep.
Now, it's kind of fitting that we talk about Nord Stream, because one of the things that Cy Hirsch says that the ship had to go through Germany, or actually I think it was Moon of Alabama, said that in passing through, the U.S. warship that the divers were on had to go through Germany, and it was reported 5 days after the explosion, or five days prior to the explosion, that they were in German waters and had just left it. And basically that's when everything went boom. So...
You mispronounced Moon of Alabama. How dare you?
Oh, we got more fam in the house. Rick Solis is checking in. Hey fam, what's happening? Rick. Dr. Nick, that was a good show. Absolutely. All right, so we had
a Dr. Drew follow INN. I don't think it's the same Dr. Drew. It's like Drew MD. It's a different Dr. Drew.
Oh yeah,
but
I don't think
found it funny.
I think that's like Dr. Nick in some way. Dr. Nick Riviera from The Simpsons. All right, so
Dr. Green Thumb, if
this
they
is
could follow.
Hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb. Okay, so CJ Hopkins, who we've been talking a lot about and reading a lot of his stories. Love him over on Substack Notes. He's there pretty often, pretty accessible. Political satirist, me. That's CJ, under criminal investigation in Berlin. Yes, how about that? So, he announces this last week that the Berlin state prosecutor has launched a criminal investigation on him for tweeting the image on the cover of his book, The Rise of the New Normal Reich. Oh, nice. So here's the letter from Germany.
Because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is charged with disseminating propaganda, which the contents of which are intended to further the aims of a former National Socialist organization, and which is punishable by imprisonment for not more than 3 years or a fine. Yikes.
So they're claiming he's pushing
Nazi propaganda.
Gotcha.
Yes. The propaganda in question is the image on the cover of my book, which image will be familiar to the thousands of readers who've bought it and read it. It was a Barnes & Noble and Amazon bestseller upon its release in 2022 and continues to sell quite well internationally. What is the book cover? It's really hard to even tell.
Oh, yeah.
But blended in there on the mask with write-ups from RFK Jr., who we know the establishment has spent tons of time going after, canceling anything affiliated with RFK Jr. recently. Especially YouTube is censoring anything that RFK Jr. basically talks about, because it also talks about vaccines in a lot of cases. You've got a Matt Taibbi quote. Yeah. You got a Matt Taibbi quote. You got a Max Blumenthal quote. Freaking shout out to dude. I love that guy. Max Blumenthal killing it. He was also in Secaucus, New Jersey at some event at Icarus Fest this weekend. He got to talk to a couple of the INN friends and family.
Where they all fly too close to the sun and then fall back to the ground.
Kerp was there, and they all did a stand up on Friday night.
Kerp.
There was a
Phantom of the Opera.
There was a great dun, 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 dun. All right, so as you might recall, the book was banned by Amazon in Germany, Austria, and the Netherlands last August, which was the time of his alleged Twitter crimes. So Germany also started passing a law. I actually got a email recently and alerting me that someone had submitted and reported one of my tweets to a German authority, but they've actually cleared me of being safe or, not violating German policy. Well, thank you very much, because I try not to do that.
Profanity.
Well, we all try to do that. So prosecutor's notice orders him to respond to the charge within 2 weeks. So it's possible that the deadline to respond was today, the day that he received the notice of the investigation, which was dated May 25th in the mail. That's crazy. It took him 2 weeks to deliver it. I wonder why it did that. Along with my response to the charge, I'm ordered to provide the prosecutor with all my personal identification papers and documentation of my net monthly income. Papers, please. Obviously, the cover of my
You ever
book
played
is...
Papers, Please? You should play Papers, Please.
No,
Very
I have
good
not.
game.
But obviously...
Glory to Aristoka.
The cover of the book is not propaganda intended to further the aims of a former National Socialist organization. Anyone vaguely familiar with my work over the last 30 years is aware of my fierce opposition to fascism, totalitarianism, and all other forms of authoritarianism. The charges are utterly ridiculous. Swastikas are banned in Germany if they're used to promote Nazism, fascism, neo-Nazi organizations, etc. However, they are allowed to be displayed for the purposes of civic education, countering anti-constitutional activities, art and science, research and education, coverage of historic and current events, and similar purposes, according to German law. That's the quote. Given the circumstances, I have to assume that the Berlin state prosecutor has launched this absurd investigation in order to punish me for my aggressive opposition to the rollout of the new normal, or to intimidate me into silence. There's quite a lot of that going around these days. Just ask Matt Taibbi, Roger Waters, Sucharit Bhakati, and Indie Media Award honoree Kit Clarenberg, among others. It is possible that these trumped-up charges are also a result of my criticism of the official Russia-Ukraine narrative, which is also possible, but he's been pretty tough on the NATO-backed neo-Nazis and the official propaganda the corporate media has been churning out. Agreed, but they've also been letting a lot of that go and letting more of the truth out over time because I think that they're looking to move on to Taiwan, but I could be wrong. Whatever the actual reason is, I am, needless to say, angry. I will be responding to this baseless and unsupportable charge in robust fashion. I'll keep you posted, and in the meantime, I need to go hire a lawyer. CJ Hopkins is an American who lives in Germany, by the way. Heartfelt thanks to everyone expressing their support. Rest assured, whatever the new normal fascists do to me, I intend to use this ridiculous investigation as another opportunity to shine a bright fucking light on the new totalitarianism I've been writing about for the last 3 and arguably 7 years. Shout out to CJ Hopkins. I'm going to tease it out, but he's getting an Indie Media Award this year. I can tell you right now. He's already written enough that he's going to be getting one. But that's not going to be till October. And what was that? Was that you? Was that me? Who was that? I don't know. I don't know. That was you. Oh, that's your voice thing. Oh, I know what that is.
Yep.
So, free CJ Hopkins. I'm not really free, but support CJ. This is bullshit. Yeah, more censorship, more coming after anyone that's opposing the security state, more people coming after those that question the official narrative and that poke holes in the nonsense on a regular basis. So, big fan of CJ Hopkins. Give him a shout. Give him a follow. You can follow him on Twitter. He's like CJ Hopkins _Z23. And you can follow him over here on Substack as well. With
Anthony Hopkins.
No. He's also got a website, cjhopkins.com. And he also writes for Off Guardian, who wrote up a piece supporting him. So,
good stuff occasionally.
Off Guardian's great. I love those guys. They're funny and they're completely banned and censored and they tell the truth. But, you know, they got this kind of NewsGuard rating that they're quote unquote fake news or whatever. And no, they just question stuff. Yeah, Max Blumenthal is definitely living rent free in some people's heads, in a lot of people's heads.
Coming to a Substack near you.
Man, that was that Rachel Maddow stuff. Max Blumenthal, Scoop. I don't know if you got to see Max Blumenthal going and challenging Rachel Maddow at that defense contractor event where she was a keynote speaker. She was probably getting paid $50,000 to $75,000 for that event to be there. And he walked up and told her that her speech was boring, and then asked if she's ever going to have any kind of public accounting for how badly she propagated Russiagate now that it's been completely debunked in 17 different ways. And she just kind of stood there and peered down her nose at him like and you are like a complete, condescending shitlib. And then she, like, kind of jokingly was like, coming to a Substack soon near you. So she gave Substack a huge boost and lift to everyone in the audience. They're all laughing, ha 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 ha. Yeah, well, the corporate media is getting your ass kicked daily by Substack. But I reminisce. Anyway, 3 years and in a German prison. Yes, that would not be cool. Remember, they've also been going after Alina Lip since last summer for reporting about Ukraine. Tara Reid had her on at the end of last summer, and she's been getting a lot of heat from the NAFO clowns. Yeah, and interesting how the current fash doesn't want to be reminded or compared to the previous. Yes, that is kind of interesting. Meet the new fash, not the same as the old fash. No. Still love that Matto peering down at Max. Yep, as she tries to read his name badge. And your name is, oh yeah, your daddy was a Clinton advisor, but of course you're like one of the best investigative journalists out there. Also, Gray Zone Indie Media Award honoree, doing killer work out there. Everybody. Double Down News, by the way, was censored this week. Yes, screw Google. We are being heavily suppressed. I agree. If you don't subscribe, you're basically not finding this thing. Even if you search the words Indie News Network, we appear nowhere. You literally have to do Indie News Network and then INN in parentheses afterwards in order to even find us. It's crazy. All right, so we have a couple more stories. Next one is a Twitter Files. Ooh. All right, Twitter Files. Let's get to Aaron Mate. Yes, Aaron Mate was given another opportunity to work with Racket News and get access to Matt Taibbi's treasure trove cache of data from the Twitter Files, from which they're still trying to sort about a bunch of stuff out and going through all of the communications that they got from that dump. So again, on the 7th, so that was, Wednesday, the FBI helps the Ukraine censor Twitter users and obtain their info, including journalists, including a journalist named Aaron Mate. Yeah. The FBI aided a Ukrainian intelligence effort to ban Twitter users and collect their data, leaks reveal. Twitter declined to censor journalists targeted by Ukraine, including Aaron Mate. So they asked and were declined by Twitter because they didn't see a reason to. So there's our friends over at the FBI. Hi, John. There's our FBI. I'm just saying hi to our handler that's listening because they're always listening. The FBI has... FBI, open up! Guys, I'm doing a show. I'll be back. All right. FBI has aided a Ukrainian intelligence effort to censor social media users and obtain their personal information, leaked emails reveal. In March of 2022, an FBI special agent sent Twitter a list of accounts on behalf of the Security Service of Ukraine, or the SBU, Ukraine's main intelligence agency. The accounts, the FBI wrote, are suspected by the SBU in spreading fear and disinformation, quote unquote. In the
what about malinformation?
Well, fear, dis, and mal. Right. Those are my three pets, miss, dis, and mal.
Yeah.
In an attached memo, the SBU asked Twitter to remove the accounts and hand over the user data. Hand over the user data, not even just remove the accounts. But we want to know everything about who they are and what you know about them. The Ukrainian government's FBI-enabled targets extend to members of the media. The SBU list that the FBI provided to Twitter included my name and Twitter profile. In its response to the FBI, Twitter agreed to review the accounts for inauthenticity, but raised concerns about the inclusion of me and other American and Canadian journalists. I can only imagine who else's name was on there, considering when they detained Kit Clarenberg. I think we're going to have to clip that. Kit Clarenberg.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to know what he knew about Max Blumenthal.
Kit Commander, you say?
Yes. The FBI's attempt to ban Twitter accounts at the request of Ukrainian intelligence is among the most overt requests for censorship revealed to date in the Twitter Files, a cache of leaked communications from the social media giant. The FBI censorship request was relayed in a March 27, 2022 email from FBI Special Agent Alexander Kobanets the assistant legal attaché at the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, the 2 Twitter executives. 4 FBI colleagues were copied on the exchange. Quote, "Thank you very much for your time to discuss the assistance to Ukraine," Kobinets wrote. "I'm including a list of accounts I received over a couple weeks from the Security Service of Ukraine. These accounts are suspected by the SBU and spreading fear and disinformation for your review and consideration." Oh my God, Jesse.
Spreading fear.
Spreading fear and disinformation for your review and consideration. That is absolutely a fucking line that's going to go in a Jesse Jet poem or lyric from very quickly. I promise you. That sounds like Jesse just wrote that. So there's the email.
Send it to him.
Yeah, maybe we will. Copy that. Let's
right now.
Like literally right now. All right. And I'll explain later. All right. So, squirrel. Yes, I do squirrel even when I'm running a show. So, the attached document was drafted by Ukraine's SBU, contained 163 accounts, including mine. The list is numbered to 175, but some have 2 corresponding numerical lines. I'm not going to open the list. You're welcome, Reef. The listed Twitter profiles, the SBU alleged, have been used to disseminate disinformation and fake news, to inaccurately reflect events in Ukraine, justify war crimes of the Russian authorities on the territory of the Ukrainian state in violation of international law. They're calling it Article 5 NAFO is what these assholes are doing. Literally. Yeah, sorry. In order to stop Russian aggression on the information front. Okay, except that these guys are the biggest liars and misinformation purveyors on the planet. Quote, "We kindly ask you to take urgent matters to block these Twitter accounts to provide us with user data specified during registration." Because everybody just created an entire army of Twitter profiles that featured a stupid dog head, right? Everybody did that. No, that was the Ukrainians with the aid of NATO or the CIA or Homeland Security or whoever the hell helped them. But somebody in the U.S. and in the Five Eyes. I think there's somebody in British intel too, because Britain seems to be also one of the countries that's driving this Ukraine war heavily. I think they're deathly afraid of a Germany-Russian alliance, and they're doing everything they can to drive a wedge between Germany and Russia, which pushes Russia away from Western Europe. I think that's partly what's happening. It's not just us, it's them too. So, in order to, quote, "stop Russian aggression on the information front," right, we kindly ask you to block these Twitter accounts and provide us with user data specified during registration. So you want their credit card, which is what a lot of them had to provide. You want some of their ID. You want whatever information. How about no? The SBU expressed its gratitude for the existing level of interaction. That means they're already doing something. Right? That's literally from the memo. Did you see the memo? You got the memo, right?
How about you?
Thank you. That was very scratchy. If granted...
It is. It's just, I need to find a better file.
The users on the list would not only have been banned from Twitter, but had their phone number, date of birth, and email address disclosed to both the FBI and SBU. I'm guessing that the FBI probably has your date of birth and email address as well and phone number. Anyway, they didn't really need Twitter to give it to them.
I'm in danger.
In response, Yoel Roth, our friend not so much, Twitter's then head of trust and safety, informed Special Agent Kobinets and his FBI colleagues that Twitter would review the reported accounts under our rules, but he warned that the list included a few accounts of American and Canadian journalists, e.g. Aaron Mate. Therefore, Roth said, Twitter's review would focus first and foremost on identifying any potential inauthenticity. Roth then said, now how much time are they committing to this on behalf of the Ukrainian security service? This is insane. Like, what is it Twitter's business to be censoring this kind of shit? Well, we know, but like Jack was running Twitter then. Did he just basically turn around and turn a blind eye to it? Or, well, no, we know that Jack was probably in on this shit too. Roth then suggested that he would be open to suspending authentic accounts if it could be proven that they have a hidden tie to a foreign government. This is the TYT line about who pays you, who funds you. They're trying to censor anyone that is saying that Ukraine is losing. Journalists who cover the conflict with a pro-Russian stance are unlikely to be found in violation of our rules absent other contexts that might establish some kind of covert or deceptive association between them and a government, Roth wrote. Any additional information or context in those areas is, of course, welcome and appreciated. They're perfectly happy to censor people on behalf of Ukraine that are saying that Russia is winning. They just need further proof legally in order to be able to do so. That's what Yoel is basically saying. That's that last line right there. We all know what a piece of shit Yoel Roth is. And now he's in hiding, by the way, because of the Twitter files. And that sucks. But man, did you screw over a lot of people.
Yeah, but what about...
But Jaya, watch your mouth. This is a family show.
She's just fine, man. She testified in front of Congress again recently. So in his reply, Koblenets did not directly acknowledge Roth's concerns about Ukraine's FBI-embedded effort to censor journalists. Understood, he told Roth. Whatever your review determines and action Twitter deems is appropriate. He also indicated that the FBI
Whatever
would...
you say.
Yeah, that's right. Would not meet... He indicated that the FBI would not meet Roth's request for any context that might establish ties between journalists and a foreign government. Unlikely there will be any additional information or context. Yeah, okay.
Well, I read Tom Clancy, and it was a book about Russia. So, therefore, I have to be a Russian agent. Obviously.
Of course. So
you know?
Inside Twitter, Roth forwarded the FBI request to 2 colleagues. This is the output of our meeting with the FBI last week. The output. Corporate speak is such bullshit. The list of accounts is a mixed bag. There's some state media mixed in with a bunch of other stuff, but given the context, I think a deep dive here warranted. Why? Why? Are you now working for the FBI? Are you now working for who appointed Twitter the security state? Well, we know the answer to all those things, but it wasn't the public. We never had a referendum on this. We never decided that was okay, and Twitter never told us that they were doing this. That's the whole point of the Twitter files, is that they were giving all this stuff and working hand in hand with agencies, national security agencies, FBI, and that's just here. You think they weren't doing that in other countries where Twitter was operating? Come on. So, yeah, now we know they are narrative managers. They are censorship monger. This is gross. And to find out more of this that they were asking for. Now, thankfully, in this case, Twitter didn't oblige, but I'll bet they took down some of those accounts. Yeah. While we appreciate your inquiry as a matter of practice, we do not confirm, deny, or otherwise comment on specific interactions, nor confirm the veracity of correspondence. Yeah, thanks. That's when anyone asked about whether they were involved with this. The National Press Office from the FBI. So, the FBI officials copied on Koblenet's exchange with Twitter include Elvis Chan. We've definitely seen Elvis Chan in prior Twitter files. He's an assistant special agent in charge of the FBI San Francisco field office. That's the local one to where Twitter's headquarters is, where he manages its cyber branch. He's literally like the Silicon Valley super spook. That's Elvis Chan. Super spook. Well, super spook for the FBI. He's not, and he may also work for the OGAs, but we don't know. Chan was active in the FBI's contacts with
the original
Twitter.
Gangsters Alliance.
Yep. When the social media giant's censorship of reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop. Right. Chan was involved in the Hunter Biden laptop censorship also shortly before the November 2020 election. And as Aaron recently reported, he was also involved in the FBI's decision to forego a direct inspection of the DNC servers and instead rely on the Hillary Clinton-funded cyber firm CrowdStrike in the Bureau's probe of alleged Russian hacking in 2016. Of the 163 accounts named by the SBU, 34 were suspended and 20 no longer exist. So, about a third. The rest remain active. Well, okay, so I guess they did find some to be in violation. I think that if you suggest 163 accounts through Twitter. About a third of them are going to be bots anyway, right? I mean, that's less than a third, 34 out of 160. So I think that's a pretty decent hit rate. Those marked for censorship by Ukraine but remain online include Russian politicians Gennady Zyuganov, a longtime member of Russia's Communist Party and parliamentarian who lost to Yeltsin in Russia's 96 presidential election, Dmitry Rogozhin, who is Russia's former deputy prime minister, and Sergei Mironov, who is a Russian politician and parliamentarian. So the list also includes Russian journalists and the editor-in-chief of the Russian state-controlled network RT. Several Russian government agencies and media outlets were also listed. And the Ukrainian nationals targeted by the SBU's suppression request include a video blogger and politician that's Anatoly Shary, who fled Ukraine in 2012 and subsequently received EU asylum, Andrei Portnov, and he's a lawyer and politician, and then a senior who served as senior official under Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych until Yanukovych's ouster in the February 2014 Maidan coup. So both of their accounts remain active. So that's pretty interesting. They were kind of kicked out and exiled from Ukraine. So the disclosure of a collaboration on censorship between the FBI and SBU is the latest documented instance of Ukrainian state-tied attempts to target foreign voices. We know all about that. A Ukrainian website known as Mairovets, we know all about that too, maintains a list of what it calls enemies of the Ukraine. Aaron was recently added to that list, along with the Gray Zone's Anya Parampil, as well as the comedian and YouTube host Jimmy Dore. Tara Reid has interviewed no less than 10 people on that list already. You can go see a Tara Reid playlist over on Indie News Network, or go see youtube.com/Tara Reid author. You have to type it all the way out or find most recent videos, because if you search her name, they show all the corporate media slamming of her from years ago, but it doesn't show any of her more recent current work, where she's done incredible investigative journalism and work. Of course, Tara Reid moved to Russia. I think we talked about that a little bit last week, but we love and support Tara Reid. She's a member of Indie News Network. We're going to continue to do her podcast at INN. But to get back to Aaron's article here, last year, the Global Tech Media Conference Web Summit, right, withdrew a speaking invitation to the Gray Zone's Max Blumenthal and Aaron after Olena Zelenska, the wife of Vladimir Zelensky, demanded their cancellation. Another Gray Zone colleague, Kit Clarenberg, was recently detained and interrogated about his journalism by British authorities. Again, Gray Zone, Kit Clarenberg, both Indie Media Award honorees. So, news of the FBI's work with Ukrainian intelligence to censor Twitter users also follows reporting from journalist Lee Fang that the FBI has pressured Facebook to remove accounts and posts deemed by the SBU to be Russian, quote, disinformation. According to Fang, a senior Ukrainian official in regular contact with the FBI, to define disinformation in such broad terms that it could mean viewpoints that simply contradict the Ukrainian government's narrative. Support Aaron Mate. Support the Gray Zone. He's also on Useful Idiots on Mondays, but and they've done some pretty decent interviews themselves. You know, they had Cy Hirsch on recently, some other pretty big. I think they had Roger Waters on last week or 2 weeks ago. Kit Clarenberg was also featured. I wonder how they got that interview, because Aaron and Kit worked together over at the Gray Zone. But yeah, great art, a great writer, Aaron Mate. Good dude. Everyone seems to like him. Gary Bear is in the chat.
Putin's a madman.
Nice, you grabbed the Jamal Bowman clip already. I love it. Yes, I am apologizing for Putin aggression, and I know that that's unforgivable, Greg. Grab. Okay. Yeah. So, let him finish. That was brave of him to disclose his ED. Who has ED? Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, we're playing games here. Oh, please someone start a band called the Hoseby Nolan. So I can introduce the band. Ladies and gentlemen, the host be known. That's very funny, E. Heller. Thank you, Ed. Yeah. How about no, you crazy Dutch bastard? That's right, John. Thank you. Appreciate that. Screw Google. Yeah, I don't think you missed very much. I don't even want to mention that dude's name. I think that show may still be going on. I don't know. I listened to Shotskovich, so I have to be a Russian agent. That's right. Well, we watch Fiorello all the time. Okay. You don't think they're looking for substantiation of message, Scott, versus 4chan style opinion pieces and unsubstantiated innuendo? I think they're looking. No, I don't think they're looking for that. I think that the FBI stopped looking for right-wing content around the time of the Trump era. And I don't know if they've ever put it back in place. But they changed the focus of the FBI to change from right-wing domestic terror potential following. On top of the fact that Elon Musk bought it and everybody's now calling it a right-wing cesspool. And they're saying that basically verified accounts, $8 blue checks, are not being censored or not being monitored for hate speech whatsoever. And it's gotten a lot worse. Now, that's according to corporate media. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how much they've been human centipede. Oh, come on. I don't read the end user list. That's a great episode of South Park. If anybody knows what Scott's talking about here, he's talking about the South Park episode with the human centipede, and they make everyone sign the
human centipede.
Right. Yes, the centipede. That's right. Where they have to sign the end user agreement and agree to the terms and conditions, which signs their life away every time. And no matter what they do, they always sign it and they check the box. It's very funny. Yes, we are all officially going to be Russian assets just because we produce Tara's live stream and podcast. Yep. So appreciate you guys being here after the Do Distance stream. Madman. Yes, he is. Well, no, he's not. Joel Bowman is a bad man.
Who's a madman?
I got two.
Oh my God.
He gave me two.
Oh, Putin's a bad man. That's how you know he doesn't know what he's talking about. 2 in about a 3-minute thing. And that's the only thing that he has. Like he didn't know what the Donbass was. He didn't really know where Crimea was or what we were doing. Well, I know we got to fund Ukraine. That's all I knows. Oh, it was really bad. It was terrible. Jamal Bowman. Shame, man. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. Yes. Shout out to Keaton and to Russ over at Do Dissidents. Russ actually was did a fill-in last minute for Misty on Tuesday over on TNT Radio. So appreciate Russ for doing that. We can't convince Jose about Katie. Don't worry.
We have Yeti on with Misty.
Did we have Yeti? I don't know if we did. I don't know if we did.
We need to get the big show on Misty Wednesday.
We gotta get the big show. He's been on Bitch, but not on TNT Radio. Oh, shout out to Yeti. We love that too.
Trousers, it's a Yeti.
Yes, it is. Is he here? No, not tonight. But yes, don't worry, Screw. We got Joe working on that already. All right. So So let me put that up really quick. Screw Google is asking for a compilation to be made of Jordan saying Jimmy Dore 100 times they did of Sam. Yes, we have got that on order already. What is that voice?
Don't pay attention to the charlatan.
C.S. Moria.
Don't do it.
That's Craig.
Don't do it. It's bad.
That's Craig over on the Twitch asking, what is that voice? Oh my goodness, it's a Yeti. Who is that?
Tim Curry.
Is that Tim Curry? Sweet Jesus.
Yeah,
44 times. I love it. Colin.
It's from the Wild Thornberries. That's Nigel Thornberry, played by Tim Curry. Lord Nelson's trousers, it's a Yeti. I fucking love Tim Curry.
But why? Yes, that is your point. I'm missing part of the context here. But Crab's already doing it. All right, so we've got more stories. 2 more. All right, so next one. Let's get to the Dossier. Jordan Schachtel. I subscribe to the Dossier. It provides me with an alternative view that I don't want to pull my hair out. He's not a lefty. He's not really. He is independent, but he certainly leans right. And I would guess that he is a Republican, though he bags on Trump pretty often. He puts out here about Mission Impossible, and I love this. This is actually finally someone who's debunking this nonsense that I can share. So on Nord Stream in Ukraine, the ruling class literally has no respect for your intelligence because this is Mission Impossible, the Ukrainian Navy Nord Stream Pipeline Edition. This is going to once again show the Washington Post has published a new report citing anonymous transatlantic source intelligence sources. I can't even get through that sentence without laughing. Doubling down on the idea that Ukraine pulled off the Nord Stream pipeline sabotage attack without coordinating with a major global power in the process. Right?
Wrong.
Yeah, thanks. So you have the Discord leaks. The CIA in June 2022 learned that a team of Ukrainian Special Operations Forces intended to attack the Russia to Germany natural gas pipeline. It was sabotaged in September 2022. We know this.
I know who did it.
It was Joe Biden. He's the Nord Stream bomber. Yes.
No, you haven't. No, it's Gladys White and the Orcas. The Orcas did it. Everybody. They've been
Gladys
has
been awesome. All right, so Jordan put together a map detailing the route that would be required for Ukraine's Navy to sail from the war-torn port of Odessa to the areas where Nord Stream pipeline was sabotaged. The round-trip journey amounts to about 10,000 miles, which would be impossible to pull off undetected. Here's the route. They're going to start over here at the Black Sea. They're going to go all around the entire continent of Europe. They're going to go right there. I think that's next to Sicily there, between Sicily and Tunisia.
Ibiza should be right around there.
Right between Spain and Morocco,
no,
correct?
It's the other way.
The other way? Yep. All right, all the way up and around, like totally undetected by anybody, and end up all the way over there, and then go all the way back. Okay. Since
you
March,
Italy's little boot hitting Crete,
right? That's not what.
Yep.
Italy's little boot.
Italy's boot.
That's Sicily. That's Sicily right there. Not Crete. Crete's back there in Greece. Crete's back there.
The other little island.
Crete's back there.
Greece, Rome, same. They're the same.
Yeah, close enough. Croatia, we got this. Yes, Krebs got this. Krebs like Croatia, we got this. All right. Since March, the corporate media has been assisting the U.S. intel community in making the case that the Biden administration had nothing to do with the Nord Stream sabotage attack. Nothing to see here. Please disperse. The talking points first appeared in the New York Times, which claimed that an unnamed pro-Ukrainian group was said to be responsible for the September 2022 attack. The sources for this information remain nothing more than anonymous intelligence agents. Well, go figure. The transatlantic ruling classes are simply making a mockery. Yes, what? Are simply making a mockery of our ability to reason. Solid mockery. Given the ramifications that would come from admitting to authorizing such an attack, we can safely assume there will never be accountability from the Biden administration for this operation, but there will be plenty of additional storytelling to come. Yeah.
More stories.
More stories. So this was a short one. I did want to show this map because I think this map, it just, okay. Prove to me that the Ukrainian Navy could pull that off. Just that trip. Undetected. Let alone the charges and everything else that would have taken, plus having the equipment to do so, to pull that whole thing off. Totally undetected by Russia, which, by the way, also monitors shit that's happening right there in the Baltic Sea. They're not going to see a Ukrainian sub? Come on. Come on, man. Like, insulting. Dude, that's good. That's good. Shout out to the Gray Zone for getting that footage. So for those who don't know what that is, earlier this week, one of the Gray Zone reporters was did a walk and talk with Jamal Bowman as he's walking into Congress, asking him about Ukraine and funding for Ukraine and for
why do you fund the Ukraine war?
Putin's a madman.
That's why.
And he really didn't have very much else beyond that. Putin's a madman. So we got to stop him. and we got to stop him because he's a madman. Yep.
But he didn't know about the Crimea and the Donbass. He had no idea.
Well, see, the thing is, I actually think that he was fibbing because he didn't want to admit what he knew because he knew what he knew wasn't good. All right. So he just acted like he didn't know.
Always lying?
Pretty much. He acted like he didn't know anything about it. And it was like, okay, great. Thanks. Have a good day. And he just blew him off and walked in the building. Like, that's what I saw happening. I know a lot of people felt like he was really playing, like he really was dumb. I really feel like he was playing dumb. And he is well read in on exactly what we are doing, what Ukraine is doing, where we are, and the fact that we have not been doing nor winning like the media has been saying we are. And somehow Russia has not collapsed. Russia, well, ask our friend Fiorella. Has Russia collapsed? No, they really haven't. Actually, they've been better off kind of in some ways since this thing started. They're making deals with India. They're making deals with China. They've aligned with BRICS. They just went to a thing in South Africa. China. And yeah.
Ask them.
No, we don't want to ask them because what we'll find out is that we're the ones behind it.
Journalists, ask them the question.
Oh God. Oh, that is. You know, I used to be such a fan. It's so sad. It really is. Oh, here we go. Screw Google. Come on, guys. Do you really need to know anything about the country that you're sending hundreds of billions of dollars worth of weapons to? Who amongst us hasn't sent weapons to foreign wars? Yes. Yes, Kit's first movie was Orca, and the second was The Wall. Next week is They Live. Yes, shout out to Kit over at Hardlands Media.
They Live.
Friend of the show.
They Live, yeah.
He was on episode 75, I believe, 74 or 75. He was here about 4 or 8 weeks ago. One of our last guests. Love Kit.
That Roddy Piper.
That's one of our brothers. All right. We got one more story, and we're all going to hate this one. Bean Boy.
Bean Boy.
As Reef loves to call him. His name is Judd Legum, and therefore he writes Popular Information, which is one of the OG Substacks. It's got tens of thousands of paid subscribers. And what he's saying here is you get what you pay for. And my title for this segment is I don't even remember what it was, but it was kind of vague and generic. But what's going on here? A new report from Brown University's Costs of War project shared exclusively with Popular Information, which is why I brought this article. This is an exclusive. This is a report that nobody else really had seen or reported on. All right. It reveals how decades of enormous military spending have reshaped the federal government and the U.S. economy. Fascinating info coming out of this. Today, more than half of all discretionary spending is spent on defense, quote unquote defense. Military personnel make up the majority of federal government employees. Let me repeat that. Military personnel make up the majority of federal government employees. And private military contractors are a leading force in the U.S. economy. Meanwhile, investments in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and emergency preparedness have been crowded out. Now, our friend Solomon Grumbine would say we could be doing both and should be. And
man,
I don't really have much of an answer for why not, other than what happens in an economic downturn globally. You can't just keep printing money. But the numbers are startling. There are about 3.5 million people who work for the federal government, including civilians and uniformed military personnel. 72% of all federal workers are defense-related, including DoD civilians.
What about the 10%?
What about the 10%? But DoD, uniformed military personnel, and the Department of Veterans Affairs staff. Meanwhile, the Department of Health and Human Services employs 4% of federal civilian workers. The State Department, tasked with using diplomacy to avert wars, employs 1% versus 72%. I wonder why we are a war-hawkish country. Figure 3. Now, this is the breakdown of federal civilian and uniformed personnel for last year. which is also fascinating. You had 38% of active duty personnel at 38%. That was the most. All other federal civilian personnel at 29. The personnel running the VA at 12. And the DoD civilians making up another 21%. That's a pretty big pie. The Department of Defense has a budget of $849 billion in the current fiscal year, and more than half is funneled to military contractors. About 30% of this money goes to just 5 firms: Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, General Dynamics, and Northrop Grumman. That's not spelled right. Grumman. Anyway, billions are awarded without competitive bidding because there's no competitors. In 2020, for example, only 10% of Lockheed Martin's contracts were subject to competition. Now, how many of you have subbed to the Lockheed Martin OnlyFans? How many of you are loyalists for the Raytheon Patreon? I'm quoting Jesse Chet. Despite the massive sums of money involved, quote, we know surprisingly little about how they spend these funds, what kinds of jobs and pay are supported, which subcontractors are paid, and how much. All 5 companies spend in excess of $10 million annually lobbying the federal government. $10 million, 30% of the half of the money. So let's see, 849, let's take 850. Half of that is 425. 30% of the 425, that's about $120 billion, $150 billion right there. They spend in excess of $10 million annually lobbying the government to get $150 billion in contracts. Think they're getting return on investment?
Yeah.
Today, military contracts are distributed to every congressional district and nearly every county in the United States. According to the report, this isn't an accident. Why? Because military contractors understand that spreading out contracts means buying and gaining political support. Strategy produces more constituents and more politicians fighting to win or maintain those contracts for the sake of their jobs. Of course. But military spending comes at a cost. Yes, it does. And this is what the cover of this thumbnail is going to look like. Since 2015, the U.S. has added more than $300 billion to its annual defense spending. Thank both Obama and Trump, and now Joe Biden, for even increasing on Trump's budget every year. 860 some odd billion, I believe he's looking for, maybe even 880 something next year. That $300 billion alone, that increase, is equivalent to the annual cost of providing universal pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds, 2 years of free community college for high school graduates, and health insurance for uninsured Americans combined. And here's the breakdown. Now, what you'd have to do is ditch the entire defense contractor money. You've got 318 for 40% emission reduction, 260 billion for an infrastructure at A grade. Right now, I believe we're at a D. 149 billion to extend healthcare coverage. 109 billion gets 2 years of free community college. 46 billion, just 46 billion, gets you universal pre-K for 3- and 4-year-olds a year. And 858 billion is what we spend on defense. Defense. When we're the ones that are destabilizing countries all over the world. Who attacked us exactly? Right. The situation described in the report is likely to worsen following the recent passage of a deal to raise the debt ceiling, which reduces most discretionary spending for 2 years while allowing defense spending to continue apace. Go figure. U.S. taxpayers have gotten what they've paid for, which is an economy that is devoted to the military, both in terms of spending and in terms of jobs. That's the author of the study, Dr. Heidi Peltier, concludes. The following is a transcript of Popular Information's interview with Peltier, edited for length and clarity. So he asks a couple questions. He says that she describes in the report that today, both the federal government and to a certain extent the economy overall is dominated by military spend. When did this dynamic begin? Until recently, it would go up during wartime and down during peacetime. And what we're seeing in recent years is that it keeps going up even when we're not at war. So with the exit from Afghanistan and the winding down of the Iraq War, we really should be seeing military spending going down, and yet we continue to see increased military budgets. So that's something that I think has changed over the last 20 years in the post 9/11 era. Right. So then he asks, many politicians and pundits argue that the U.S. is not spending enough on the military. Really? Not spending enough. They can fuck off. One of the arguments that I see centers around purchasing power. The argument is that we spend more than the next 10 or 11 countries combined on our military, but that distorts reality because it's much cheaper for the Chinese to pay for things. So what would you say to that? Well, she's saying that we spend 3 times as much as China, and we spend 10 times as much as Russia. And if that argument were true, you could look at the numbers of tanks, drones, weapons, and ammo. But there's some ability to make things cheaper in China. The United States still has a lot more tanks and a lot more nuclear weaponry, a lot more ammunition, and a lot more weapon systems of all types. Because we are warmongers. So Judd then asks, another common argument is that we have a dominant position over countries like China now, but they're investing aggressively, so we need to continue to invest aggressively to stay ahead. So she says that we're spending upwards of $850 billion on the military. You could cut that by 10% or even 20%, and we'd still be aggressively investing, especially given that we're not at war. But we're spending some money on Ukraine, but we ourselves are not at war. Yeah, okay. We're spending some money on the Ukraine war. $200 billion this year, or in the last year and a half. Some money. No big deal. He then says, you note in the paper that billions are funneled to defense contractors, but not much is known about how that money is spent. Why is that? Well, some of them are overseas. They pay some of the defense contractors overseas pay subcontractors, who then also pay subcontractors, and the chain can go on, and sometimes 3 or 4 contractors deep. And in particular, in conflict areas where U.S. contractors are receiving contracts and then hiring local companies or third country companies to perform some of the subcontracts, there's not much oversight or enough. It's very easy to lose track of who's getting the money and how much is getting into whose hands. So half the DOD budget stays within the DOD, half of its budget goes to contractors, and then we quickly lose sight of what happens to the funding and the personnel that makes up that half of the military spend. That makes perfect sense to me. He says it's still fairly rare to see prominent elected officials criticize the level of U.S. military spend. Why do you think the arguments you make in this paper are so marginalized? She says, of course, first, Congress people are beholden to the military because nobody wants to be their congressman who cuts funding to their district and is seen as responsible for any potential job loss. This is why they put military bases in every district, because they now want to make you beholden to the military, because otherwise you're now costing your district jobs. So then you get both Republicans and Democrats arguing against cutting any military funding or arguing for increasing military funding because they don't want to take any chance on job losses in their own district. And then related to that, it's seen as very unpatriotic to cut military spending. Thank you, corporate media, for propagating that bullshit. Political support for the military is seen as a show of patriotism and supporting of U.S. dominance, and nobody wants to be seen as unpatriotic. Heaven forbid you actually practice diplomacy. I hate it here. Yep. Oh, man. Sorry. I didn't realize that we had kids, Masterminds chat about Kid Up the whole time. Cool. All right. I'm done with stories. It's 11:15. We're right on time. How about that? I'm not late tonight. I could do another story, but I don't want to drive Reef crazy. I already had 5 picked out. Whatever. We did our 5. No, we're good. Where is everyone? Jilly Love. I believe they're over at the INN Indie News Network YouTube channel. But I think we're pretty well split, whoever's here. So thank you for the 34, 35 people that are here right now live. Appreciate you. Sunday nights, 10 o'clock, we are live Eastern, and everybody's hanging out in chat. We're going to go to boats, smashing into other boats in a couple minutes. Wanted to, yes, boats. All right. Colin is giving us a hard time, so I guess we're going to have to go to boats.
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
Hey, everybody. Reef Talks.
Oh, I gotta do this.
That was... Thank you.
It's time for boats.
What a knockout last night by Oliveira, by the way.
Oh my God.
Damn. He just beat the piss out of that dude.
Yep. Poor Benil Dariush. Amanda Nunes also taking it home.
She retired after the
retiring.
match.
This guy should have retired.
Oh! Bop. Let's see that again. In slow motion this time, folks.
Let's run that back, Colin.
Did he go flying all the way over the roof? No, he was already on the roof.
I need a way to make this slow motion.
He missed. He kind of missed a little.
Oh. Also, what did he think was going to happen? Like, you're going to get chopped up by the props or that.
Okay, so
but anyway.
I'm going to stop this so that we don't lose stream this time. And then I can do Twitter without you being bothered.
No, you're not allowed.
Yes, I
don't
know.
even. All right, ready? You got to pay attention for this one.
I'm watching.
Boats!
Oh! Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What? Jet skis. They're like mini boats. They're like tiny little boats.
They actually are considered watercraft. You need a boating license to ride one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, bye. Hey, you dropped your skier about a mile back.
The couple of flips, you know? Like he hits a little sideways spin like in there. And it just kills me anytime. Like you should have some cartoon sound effect for that.
Welcome to Miami.
That's
South Florida. For sure.
So you were talking about that golf story you wanted to do, right? This was the golf story?
Is that Canada?
Like
no, or that's West. It's either West Coast or Canada. Wow. What's the title?
Christ. That's it. I love this subreddit. I love the little doggo they got in the top because it's also very So hundreds attend church service generated by ChatGPT. And dear AI, in our time of need.
Oh, word. My word. Really?
Like, does it have any bit of it? 4 different avatars on the screen. 2 young women and 2 young men ran the service.
There was no heart and soul.
AI men and women.
Heidi Rose Schmidt.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, just dumb news that I saw.
It's news of the weird.
News of the weird.
And the Lord said 101010. Yes,
101010.
That's very
That's
funny.
so good, dude.
That is very good.
That's very funny. Social media and duct tape are helping people make DIY air purifiers that filter out wildfire smoke. Look at that.
ChatGPT, save me, Jeebus.
You know? Save me, Jeebus. Say it, save me. Save me, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, but dude, I sent you this. I did bring this.
Yep. Fisher Price
so
first
wrong.
bong. You
so
know,
wrong.
It is very wrong.
I have not bought that for my
it's
children
lit.
yet.
Did you grow up with hamburgers that looked like this?
Sometimes, didn't we all? Actually, that was more like college. That was more like college. Actually,
yeah, we got hamburgers at home. One of the
hamburger,
best to Eddie Murphy.
Burger, the green pepper burger.
Green pepper burger. Indy knows. Indy can go back that far.
Yes, I do.
This is the hamburgers we got at home, bro.
Beef jerky? No. Oh,
Snap
I'm
into a
angry.
Slim Jim.
I'm getting angry just looking at this.
Squeeze the cheese.
I'm very angry just looking at this. Oh. It's a Slim Jim loaf. Oh my god. How could you not want to eat that? Very easily.
Greg, why did you make this? Crab, what is wrong with you?
Nice.
This is a 5 out of 5.
Oh my god. That's the dude from the Sabotage.
It's a 5
video.
out of 5. Is it? You're a car person.
What?
What type of engine is this? You're a car person.
Dude, he tortures me with bone ends. The dude tortures me with bone ends.
Bonans. Good bonans. You ready? You ready for this? And action.
Oh, I've done that. I think somebody in chat has definitely done that.
Why was it a bubble, though?
I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Oh.
But I've definitely done that.
Yep.
Seen somebody do that in front of me who's in chat. Personally.
That's funny. Did they was this what happened after? Play. Look, ready? Oh, dude, this piece is so good.
Yeah, well, I will not confirm or deny that that was me. No.
Right? This was you.
What was me?
And
Dad Zone.
Action.
Uh-oh. Oh, I love the slow-mo.
Oh, look at their faces. They're so funny.
That's great. Oh, my God. Awesome. Awesome.
I kind of want to run that back.
Yes, Dr. Nick. Right in the dick.
And Stampies.
Orangino.
That's
oh my
funny.
God, dude. It looked like he was throwing up Orangini.
Ready?
Yes, it does.
Orange Genie. Okay.
No, we had Bongina. We actually had an Orangina bottle turned into a bong.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fucking kids.
That could have gone really wrong.
Really wrong. Summer vacation. Start producing results. And action.
Dude, that's a pretty good shadow. That's a pretty good
It is
shadow.
pretty good shadow. I didn't even notice that.
Dude, that's what
The
he was
shadow's
doing
good.
with the shirt. He was making a shadow. Go back. Go. Oh, you closed it. Damn it. I've seen
I mean, I
this.
saw.
I've definitely seen this. No, the shadow was really good, actually.
Yep.
That he definitely looks like he belongs on a dissection table.
It's me, bunghole. I need TP for my bunghole.
Frog.
That's what that reminded me of.
Kid's got skills. Yes, he does. Yes, I've seen this one too.
Useful.
The baby drinker.
Useful. Yep.
Yeah, and you can stick the straw under the hat, by the way.
That makes sense. Here we go.
Nice.
Baby's first cake.
That's a first birthday cake. Look at those rolls. Oh. Till he can't breathe with cake up his nose. He went for it, and I love that.
He's got a lot in his nose.
Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Literally.
Thank you.
Cake up his nose. You've experienced that, I take it.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Here you go. You can read that.
Here's my best parenting hack. You know how kids always want Paw Patrol yogurt or Disney waffles or whatever? Bring your own stickers to the grocery store and start sticking. Today we're having Winnie the Pooh bread spaghetti squash. It goes perfectly with Toy Story broccoli. Oh, that is fucking awesome, dude. Send that to me so I can send it to my wife. Winnie.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Drop that in Discord. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sugar buggers?
That might work.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Ed Heller wants cake. Yes.
Yeah, I want cake. The cake is a lie.
Say hello to my little cake. That's what Dr. Nick says, and Colin, of course, says cute baby.
Catch this lady. This lady's gonna go very far in life. Just gonna go real far.
Yikes.
Like,
oh my gosh.
just
I learned it watching you, Dad.
Oh God. Wow, that piñata is like strong, you know. Like, what is it made out of? Kevlar? Like, what is that? That's what those Chinese space balloons are made out of, you know. Oh, dude, you're gonna die at this one. You know those remotes that like let you talk to the TV? You know, ask it, be like, show me this on Netflix. Yep. Right? Those things.
On Netflix, realistic movies of 13-year-olds having a crush on each other, but they can't tell it because they're too scared. But at the end, they do tell each other. On Netflix.
And they're good. She's gonna find that too.
On Netflix. Well, yeah, it's like fucking like, well, what would Netflix bring up for that? I feel like there's a couple.
I'm sure there would be one.
You know? What? Look, it's Bonan.
Snake Dan?
Bonan. Yeah, snack Bonan.
I know that flavor.
Snack boy. Snack Bonan. Like, oh, dude, imagine that in a banana tree. You know?
How about in a
dude,
banana
oh my
hammock?
God, this video is wild. No! I might have just lost it. Because I refreshed. Fucking Reddit. Damn it.
Fucking Reddit's API.
Because I hit refresh.
Reddit. Yep, and they changed the API.
Well,
all right. Well.
Yeah. Well, not yet. I mean, it's.
No, I meant
that one's went dark.
They're changing the API, so these groups are going private in response and in retaliation.
Yep. Literally, like in the last 30 minutes, they're all doing it.
Should we? What happened?
You okay? Oh, bro, you're not allowed to like look at this cat. Why it be sleeping like that? Oh shit!
I'm hiding. Stealth cat.
Like he's fucking sleepy, little sleepy boy. Here we go.
Wiggle. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wiggle. Can I zoom here? There we go.
That's better. Now I can see chat.
This is just very cute. I meant to hit X. There we go. And look, it's a tiger.
That tiger went tiger.
That tiger went tiger. I love the noise.
Yeah, he's thirsty.
Nom 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 nom. Dude, just give that a week. That thing's gonna be bigger than you. You know? Squirrel.
Ah.
Oh no, I hurt. Somebody help me.
Is he gonna do? Is he gonna do push-ups? Is he gonna?
Oh no!
Is that a flying squirrel?
Give me your insurance.
Squirrel.
I'll sue you.
It's a rug.
He's trying to collect insurance. Look at this insurance scam the squirrel's got going on right now. You know? Like, right. What else we got? I got some stuff. Look, it's Kitty.
Oh.
Kitty, why you do that?
Нет. Нет. Нет.
Нет. Нет.
Нельзя.
You gonna bite me? Considering she's already got the tooth marks on her hand.
I know, right? Niet. Okay, no bite, but maybe I bite. Everyone's sound has to be up. that one's the best one.
That's creepy.
Yeah, a purrful jet flyover. Let's see. What's the dog doing?
What the dog do?
What?
We don't bark this early.
Who? Reef.
What did I just say? We don't bark this early.
Reef.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's great.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
What?
We don't bark this early.
Who? Reef.
What did I just say? We don't bark this early.
Reef.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Kitty's a
Rockstar
Putin
voiceover
puppet.
for that. That's good.
Nice, Gaber said Kitty's a Putin puppet. That's the one with the teeth.
Who's a madman?
Yeah. My Russian always X said da when I bit her.
Da.
Mm-hmm. Very, very funny. What a tiger's dreamed of. Eating humans? I don't know, that would be my guess. Biting our faces.
You drink. Like,
oh shit.
we got no, you can't have orange soda. But I love orange soda. I do.
Oh. Yeah, if I can't have it, you can't either. Fucko. Wow. Damn.
Normally I refresh to fix it so that we can have the last 5 seconds of videos, but seeing as a Reddit API is now garbage.
I'm gonna leave this up for the rest of the show. Thank you, Colin. Cats are dicks.
Yeah. Cats are dicks. And fuck.
See?
He turned the own faucet on himself. Yeah, but see, that's karma. You
You're
know?
off to the side, by the way. Your like Zoom is weird. You're not filling the screen. There you go. Thank you. Hey, now we can see the kitty's face.
That'd make a big difference.
Out of your shit. Did he turn? He turned the water on.
Yeah.
That's what he did. Oh no, he turned the water on himself when he went to hit the other cat in defense.
Yep.
Suicide. Nice title.
Okay, so this snake went through a hole in the roof and came out here.
Oh, Maron.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh shit!
He literally landed right on the guy. Holy shit! Holy shit! He landed right on the guy.
That was his plan all along.
Oh come on!
Come on!
He went all the way around and literally. Oh, the guy's a Seminole fan too. Look at that. He's in your neck of the woods with a helmet.
Yeah.
Bro, I would freak the fuck out.
I guess.
I would freak the fuck out if that happened. Dude, one of those creepy crawly things like crawled up my leg and I freaking freaked out. I can't even imagine what I would do if that happened.
Do you do that thing when you're like swimming in the lake and the grass touched you? You're like, no!
No, that doesn't bother me, but
okay.
But unexpected creepy leg thing was
I have a new workout regime for you.
Nice. Dogs are dumb, cats are dicks. See, this is the kind of video that YouTube doesn't like. Or that I'm going to have to give up revenue for.
You think?
Yeah.
You think someone owns this one?
100%.
Nah, they don't own it. They gave me a deal first. In truth, the puppers should own it.
Colin wants to know why you're recording this torture of the dog.
I know, right?
Abs of steel, though, yeah, that's... Of course Colin would notice that, too. Nice.
What are you doing? Get the puppers. Oh, do you see this? This.
It's back?
This right here.
When did it
Yep.
start?
I don't know, but look. Isn't this good?
I would definitely like
You
to be
want
in
this on your
somebody
next flight?
have somebody fart right in my face.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, we need some stinky fart noises right there. Wow. Wow.
Like, what the fuck?
Sure.
Boring
stink
dystopian
bombs.
shit. Speaking of, watch this. Look at that.
Hey, by the way,
11:30 a.m.
we talked about wildfires from Canada last Sunday, and then this happened. Play.
Why doesn't hitting spacebar hit play?
I don't know, but yeah, 12,
12:30,
1, 1:15,
1:15,
1:30,
1:30, 1:45, 2. Look at that shade of orange.
It did not turn that red here, and I'm about 45 minutes west of there. It just got very thick and smoky. It smelled like a fireplace or like the remnants of a campfire. They closed my kids' school for 2 days. We had early dismissals because they were worried about the air quality. Apparently, ours was the only district in the entire area that did that. Nobody else even closed their schools or canceled any activities or anything. Yeah, that shit was crazy. It was even crazier when people were like, why is this happening? Hey, I can tell you because we did a story about that on Sunday night. How did you miss that? How did we all miss that? Nobody knew about this shit. Nobody knew.
Landlord said he's raising rent.
Nice.
Like,
oh,
this is very funny.
Yeah, I'm not. I guess you're going to need a plumber soon.
Yep. What is he? What just happened? Okay. We're good.
Look, it's Congressman Larry Craig.
Larry Craig?
Does anybody know the reference?
Why is he doing this?
I'll bet Scott Cooperman in chat will know the reference to the Larry Craig thing. Larry Craig was a senator from Minnesota
Danny Craig?
who had to resign in disgrace because he got caught doing that in a bathroom stall in a men's bathroom in the Minneapolis airport. And apparently he was looking for gay sex. That's what they do. And he said he just has a wide spread. So that to me is Justin just having a wide spread.
Someone needs to do those, like, you know those things
Idaho?
where they have like the lines on the couples. Like they put the lines on the couples to see if the dude's like leaning into the girl or not.
I could have sworn Larry Craig was Minnesota.
You know?
Maybe it was the Minnesota
Someone should
bathroom.
do that to this.
Thank you to whoever is correcting me and saying that it was Idaho. Thank you, Desert Mantis.
Here we go. Speaking of weird political assholes, watch this. Watch this.
Stance.
Ron DeSantis, whoever's in charge of your PR, I mean, you got to fire this guy.
And I've partnered with Gas Station TV to celebrate my presidential campaign. For a limited time, when you order a meatball sub inside, you'll also receive a free "I'm voting for Ron DeSantis and I eat at the gas station" t-shirt. So if you're a true American patriot who likes to chow down on road meat, please buy my meatballs, wear my shirt, and help me defeat the woke mind virus.
All right.
Yeah.
Clearly, that's a goof, but that's funny. That's not.
That's just someone did it with AI for their gas station.
Oh yeah, they sure did, because you can't even see his mouth moving accurately, and yeah, that's kind of weird.
This one's just called Keeper Alert.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital to rock around left, right, on time, and here we go.
It's hot.
It's time to rock around.
To rock around, that's right on top. It's tricky.
Tricky.
Somebody may or may not have lip synced to that for his bar mitzvah, but that's another story.
Of course you did.
Me?
Of course you did. What else would you do? Could you be more stereotypical on that?
Me?
Like, please tell me you had like the Adidas with the gold chain. You were doing like b-boy moves too, right? No. Did you please tell me you had someone breaking?
I just had the
Please
wig.
tell me you had like the break-in guy on the cardboard.
I just had a big afro wig. Or somebody allegedly had the big afro wig, but that's no longer available on tape, so it didn't happen.
I just love this. This fucking guy falls. And he's just like, yeah, I'm good. Doesn't happen. Fucking falls all the way down those stairs.
Hardcore parkour.
Almost dies falling off the building.
One person in chat
why
has
is
seen
no railing
that
on
video
those
tape.
stairs? Yeah. When a picture says 1,000 words, you know?
Oh, you're not gonna have a good time. You pizza when you should have French fried. Or you French fried when you should have pizza. You're not gonna have a good time.
Like,
oof.
I need to hold on. I need to copy this and put this here so I can. When pigs fly is gonna be
a thumbnail.
Like that should be like an
thumbnail.
album. Yeah,
that's got to be a thumbnail for like a future INN segment.
Yep. That's gonna be good. So, this is the 7 deadly sins according to Midjourney, right?
Captain
So
Obvious
someone
is
just
too
put in
drunk
each
right
of
now?
the.
Oh goodness.
Yes. So this is gluttony, right? We got gluttony, lust, right? Greed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aliens.
That's envy, apparently.
Oh.
Aliens. Yep. The other deadly sin. Pride. Like I think they missed that one a
mistook
bit.
the wrong pride, but that's okay. It's Pride Month, everyone.
Wrath is pretty cool.
Damn. Hi, nice to meet you.
It's Sloth.
I'm Sloth.
Yeah, it's Sloth. Oh God.
Funny.
You gotta do all the.
Oh, here we go. MMA Michael Jackson.
Yes.
The kick. Oh my God, the kick. Oh, he good. On the toes. Come on, I need the hee-hee. The moonwalking punch. Oh, murdered.
Oh,
outstanding.
I love it so much. The kick was great.
Dude, the kick, that is awesome. The kick to the gloves is so good. Yeah.
Wow. What is this one? I forgot. Let's find out.
Surprise. My kids do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hardcore parkour? Are we gonna... Oh! Ow. Ow.
Oh, shit. That... Oh, my God.
That's a lot of damage.
I need an aspirin for that.
Yeah, I do, too.
We're fucked.
So let's roll this back. Hold on. Ready?
Nice.
About to hit him with the pump. About to hit him with the pump fake. Oh. Looking through the fucking door, dude.
That's not a very well mounted fence, by the way. Do you see how like the anchors just came right out on the base?
Yep.
That's probably not a good fence.
That's
that can
probably
knock
not
over
a
in a
good fence. You
that
right.
could probably blow over in a strong wind.
Strong wind.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, Dr. Nick Rivera has it. The Kool-Aid dude. Oh yeah.
Why is this not?
Uh-oh.
Hello? Uh-oh. Did I lose
Not
this
me.
one too? Watch
We're good.
the refresh.
I'm gonna count down.
Oh no, here we go.
This design is human. This is Super Dave. May
I'm
he
gonna
rest
count down
in
5, 4, 3,
peace.
2, 1. I'm gonna slowly raise up and lock in. Then I'm gonna count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're gonna shoot me. Hat's gonna hit the ceiling. Hold my breath. Down, ball, dunk, land, and bow. 2, 1, go. All right, we're stopping. No, we're not.
We're stopping. No, we're not. Oh, Super Dave was such a funny show early on. I mean, it definitely jumped the shark, but so good.
What you know about fashion? What you know about fashion, huh?
Are those Shaq's pants?
Just all pants. I mean,
it's about
maybe?
geometry.
It's all about geometry.
It's all about geometry.
Yeah.
This is like the episode of The Simpsons with the Daredevil guy. Yeah, that's right. That's right, Miguel.
Yeah.
Dr. Nick wouldn't know anything about that.
Oh, Jesus Christ! All right.
Oh.
I gotta like.
Ouch. Slippery when wet. Hardcore. Hardcore milkshake parkour.
Oh, dude, he slams his fucking head in it. Like he was trying so hard, dude. He's like, "Watch, I'm gonna get her. This move's gonna get her." Like,
That's right. Super Dave was the shit. Every kid knew those were just cheap ass dummies, but nobody cared. Yeah, it was just funny. Oh, Captain Obvious. Woo!
No.
Yeah, we need a Ric Flair. We can always give you a Ric Flair. Woo!
Woo! Holding these alligators down. All right, she's gonna have a party.
Oh, Miguel, I wanted a milkshake, not a milk slam. Nice.
Milk slam.
It's a motherfucking party.
Oh, I love it so much.
It's a motherfucking party.
Yeah, not much of one.
No.
Down she goes. She's okay, folks. Maybe.
Maybe.
There you go, Captain Obvious. Ric Flair, bitches.
Ric Flair. All right, here we go.
Woo! Uh-oh. Oh, that's off the truck. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
he's on the back of a truck unloading, and normally that thing would lower, but for some reason, it's decided to keep going, and...
No, he
I can
pushed
watch
it
that
off the
all
fucking
day.
thing.
Oh, he didn't push it. No, he couldn't stop it, and it carried him.
Yes.
And woo!
Dude, it fucking loved it. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Someone's gotta make this a meme of shit.
Oh, I need
Democratic
like,
Party. Wee!
I want Benny Hill music to. Dude,
Dude, that's fucking. I can watch that over and over again.
Yes, I think we just did. My warehouse floor people need me.
And
oh no, more bonans.
Guess what? Banan.
Good.
Yeah, how you like bananas now?
Kill that fucking robot
How you like
dog.
bananas now?
Kill it.
Fuck
Kill it
yeah,
dead.
fuck that robot dog.
By the way, you take out the battery underneath the belly.
Yep. Yep.
EMP guns, folks. Start investing in EMP guns.
Yep.
I mean, you'll short out all your devices, but you won't get killed by a fucking robot dog. Refresh.
Why is it like this? I know, but that's risky.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
And action.
Yeah, I knew how that was gonna go.
Yeah.
My son's
I
going
mean,
for his
it wasn't
yellow.
what I thought was gonna happen when I saw this. Like when I
Bag
saw
of
this,
sand?
like this stance and this wear the bag of sand, like, you know,
Bagistani?
that's not what I thought would happen.
Is that a Bagistani?
So that is barbed wire.
Oh,
okay.
my. Oh, these are wrestling, backyard
this
wrestling
guy's
clowns.
Infamous. Yep.
Oh my god. No.
This shit.
No!
Oh!
Why?
God damn
Why?
it! Holy fuck!
Angel, EC Dub, EC Dub, EC Dub, Dr. Nick. I know, shout out to Kit Cabello, who also is a big fan. EC Dub, EC Dub. Scott Cooperman, IKEA won't hold her weight. Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
You're
All
supposed
right,
to.
and action.
People are just walking in front of it like we're not recording.
It happens. People are people. None of it's intentional. Never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence. It's far more likely that they're all in their own worlds, doing their own thing. They're not paying attention to the world around them. And we all do it every day, whether you're driving, walking down the street. All of our lives are just as complex as everybody else's. Everything you have going on, they have going on. Nobody knows what everybody else is going through. We also need to be a little more self-aware and aware of the world around us.
Okay.
That was deep.
You gotta look deep to find the deep things. If all you ever do in your life is stay at the surface, you'll never find anything worth exploring.
Are you real?
I try to be.
Are you an AI?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Nice. I think we've been dealing with some of those guys on Twitter.
Right? Uh-huh.
What is this? Oh, boy. This is some Japanese game show, isn't it? It makes chicken noises.
Ah,
he heard the breathing. Oh, you're fucking dead now. You're fucking dead. Oh, you're gonna have a real problem. Now they figured it out. Oh, shit. Dude, who thought of this? Oh! Fuck! What's with that face? Oh! Look at him hovered in the corner. Bro, this is like my childhood torture trauma right here. I was definitely hit with a belt as a child, and this is definitely invoking trauma.
Oh. Oh.
Why doesn't anybody just punch that guy? Nobody hits back? Why? And why the fuck are you strapping chickens to your feet, you dumbasses? Captain Obvious is drunk and dying. Gamer is saying, what the hell are they doing? Miguel says, new way of playing Duck Duck Go, or Duck Duck Goose. That was Monday morning in my house, Dr. Nick. No, that was my house, bro.
Oh, shit.
Extreme Marco Polo.
Oh, good little hip
nice.
toss.
Sacrificing the other kids. Jesus Christmas. Wow.
What?
You could have finale'd that. That was a bang. Puppers. Puppo.
I'm doing a show. What are you doing? We'll go outside. Huh? Can you give me a minute? No, you're tired. You yawnies.
All right, we got a couple more to go. Not many. Happy midnight.
All right, you ready?
The guy wasn't holding back. Yeah, this is what TV is going to look like with an extended writer's strike. Yep, pretty much.
You know what we do here. You know how we end things.
We end things with a bang. It's time. It's time. Uh-oh. Boom. Not good.
Oh, fuck.
Not good.
Shit. I just love the timing on that video. You know?
Yes. Squid Game to the death of laughter. Yes.
That is lightning. And we're about to ride it out of here.
What? Whee! Hey now, You're an all-star.
Yeah, that's a refinery.
Where is that?
I'm not sure. I'll tell you in a second.
Wow.
But that's an oil refinery explosion.
A refinery? Yes, a refinery.
Refineries.
Oh, there you go.
Calcassius clay, if you will.
That was it?
But
that was boats.
Yep, that's it. That's all she wrote.
Well, let's go back to this because I did want to show you. You were talking about cheeseburgers with the with the extreme. Whoop. There's my cheeseburgers, melted Swiss in the burger. Come on, folks, that is some badass stuff. It was yummy. It was yummy, and then I made grilled chicken. That was my Saturday. All right, so hey, we have a schedule, everybody. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Nobody got time for that.
Yep. Crab and Chris, Alternative Angle. This Tuesday night, we are off from American Tradition. On my channel, I will be running Ryan's, I don't remember what Ryan's last name is. He's from the Independent Review. I really like his stuff. He actually included an INN clip this week in his, and what he does is he takes about an hour and 45-minute video, and he clips together some of the best of segments of the week from Whitney Webb, from Last American Vagabond, from AM Wake Up, from Convo Couch, from INN, and others. And he puts them together in a nice compilation in one long video, which I really like. So we'll be running that on Tuesday night on Indie Left Media's channel, not on INN. He's had a couple of YouTube strikes, content strikes. I don't want to risk the network initially. I love his stuff, and I want to give him more amplification. Give him a follow, the Independent Review, if you can. He's on Rumble. He's on Odyssey. He's on YouTube. He's not on Rockfin yet because we got to get him some more subs. And he's on Twitter at the IND Review. Wednesday night, INN News, Reef and Colin. Bear in the chat. Thursday night.
Bear.
We had a bit of a hiccup this Thursday, but Bread and Circuses is due to debut this Thursday night with Chris. Little technical difficulties. We had a little thumbnail issues. We had a little restream issues. We're going to get all that stuff worked out. And we're going to go live Thursday night. Then Friday afternoon, The Handsome Cynic. He was live on Friday. He had a great show. Saturday nights, 8 o'clock. We just had Bitch with Comrade Misty last night. Tune in Saturday night for that. And then we'll be back Sunday night for How Do We Miss That? And it's Father's Day. I have no idea what's going to be happening. I'm going to try to prepare a show. I'm guessing we're going to do one. We skipped last Father's Day, and I ran a playlist of all of our Julian Assange, free Julian Assange, all of the Julian Assange segments in honor of a father who can't be with his children on Father's Day. Man, we were fortunate enough. If you get a chance, take a look at the INN Substack, and let's just go over there real quick. INN Substack, IndieNewsNetwork.substack.com. You can go over there right now. We've got Chris's article about the Empire. We're coming for all of you. Chris Legion, shout out to Chris. But I published a What's Going On at INN, and that just recaps everything that INN had going on in the past week. So if you go to IndieNewsNetwork.substack.com, here's links to all of the different streams by day. Reef was actually on the Convo Couch this week. So was Angel. We also what I wanted to shout out was on Wednesday. There's Angel's stream. And Reef on Convo, and INN News from last week, Cornell West 2024. That's an interesting thing that's happening. Of course, Angel was on that stream. That's Rumble only. That's no longer available on YouTube because they were talking about some medical stuff. Durden came out and did another Political Fight Club bonus episode after Cornell West announced he was running. But this is what I wanted to call attention to. We ran and were given the honor of co-streaming a consortium news event with Julian Assange's lawyers and some experts on a panel, including Ben Cohen, from Ben and Jerry's, Margaret Kunstler, who's a plaintiff, and Deborah Herbeck. And they're actually suing the CIA for plotting to murder Julian Assange. So there was a press conference. We were actually able to co-host it on INN, on Indie Left Media, as well as on Tara Reed's channel, and I believe on the Bitch with Comrade Misty channel. All right, so you can find all this. Tara was on Rising. This was actually a really good interview. Tara was on with her lawyer. So please, if you get a chance, go check this out. It's a full 24-minute interview exclusive that she did on Monday with Rising. And Jesse debuted his new piece, Blood Badge. That was on Tuesday night on American Tradition. That is a Stop Cop City piece. That is also on TikTok, as well as you can find it on YouTube. But please subscribe to us on TikTok, tiktok.com/indienews.network, at indienews.network. And then you have Monday's Alternative Angle with Crab and Chris. And this was last Sunday night's Kick-Ass Thumbnail and Misty. So we try to include everything there. These are all of the members of indienews.network. Go follow us, find us, check out all of our members. There may be more coming soon. We'll see. Stay tuned, everybody. Yeah. So,
stay tuned.
So yeah, this is Indy, and that's Reef, and he's not even in the shot. Wait, let's go back to that one.
Damn,
that's better. Here. Now you're in the shot. No, when I was the vertical shot, you're cut off.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so we will be back next Sunday. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to, of course, say to keep questioning everybody's motivations.
Okay, listen to what little birds have to tell you. Good night, fam. Good night.
Bye. Have a great time. Where's the thing?
Bye. Have a great time.
You're not playing a thing? I'm waiting for that.
Good.
Big Man Crab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
Hey guys, it's Yeti. Coming at you.
Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion. Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry. My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually